and it is as early as the 2nd century of Islam that the pioneer scholar talks about حقوق وحقوق العباد, the right of God and the right of people, the right of human, which we are calling now human rights. And they said حقوق the right of God is belong to God according to Quran, and God will judge the people, and no human has the right to interfere in this. But حقوق العباد, or the right of people, or the human right, should be established in this life by the state,
and by the political system,
yes,
or whatever.
This is what in Quran. But going to the Sunni and Shia jurisprudence, you find something else.
Okay, but what about freedom of expression and according to the faith? Can you, for instance, be allowed, in terms of the pure faith, to criticize the holy books, to criticize the Prophet?
Yes, this is mentioned in the Quran. It's mentioned in the Quran. If you wanted to criticize, if you wanted to make anything, go ahead, and God will judge you in the day of judgment. This in the Quran, believe in it or not believe, and God will. This is repeated in the Quran.
You said that there should be no interference between God and the individual. Why is there a hierarchy then, in terms of, in the form of Muslim clergy, whether in the Sunni or the Shia or even the Sufis? You find the hierarchy of the so-called scholars, religious scholars, Ayatollah and so on.
Yeah,
and so
yeah,
forth.
this is what I said. When the first generation of Muslim who converted to Islam, they come to Islam have all the same, all the same clergy, all the same thoughts, all the same belief, and they restore it and revive it under Islamic titles.
So you mean that they transformed the
From the
Christian church hierarchy, and
yes.
gave it some Islamic gown?
Yes.
A little bit more than that, perhaps, and then later on they...
Yes, this is exactly what they are doing. But you find the clergy or the hierarchy more in the Shia, more than Sunni.
Right. People here would see some horrible scenes of beheading, and when Taliban was in control in Afghanistan, they killed a lot of women, and because they show their hair and stuff like this. I mean, what is this supposed to be? I mean,
this is ridiculous, because do you think that God sent his message, Quran, just to make them cover their head?
Cover their hairs, yeah.
This is nonsense. You know, it is not.
Why doesn't this? I mean, why don't we see a lot of Muslim scholars say that this is nonsense? You seem to be among a very, very tiny minority who says that.
This is this is my story, and you will talk about it after that. But actually, let's talk about the aspect of Sunni jurisprudence, or the Sunni law, or Sunni Sharia.
Okay.
Because I'm talking about the relationship between people, and they concentrate about it, and make a big details about it, and they give the authority for the state to enforce people to do something or to not to do something, and interfere in the individual life,
space, and life.
Yes, and everything, and like Europe in Middle Ages, the same.
So what you're saying is that the stage of development of the Muslim world right now is kind of similar to the Europeans.
Yes, sir.
In the Middle Ages.
Yes, that is because the Saudi Wahhabi restore the age thoughts and the Middle Age Sharia, or the Middle Age jurisprudence of Muslims, restored in the name of Wahhabism, and they claimed it that it is Islam.
So you are saying right now that the Wahhabis are the culprit?
Yes, they are against Islam in its face, in its value, in its Sharia, in its jurisprudence.
From your point of view, they are against the pure Islam, and So
yes, 100%.
100% against
Yes.
that, and those are the guys who are imposing the veil and who are calling for killing of women who
Yes,
who do not cover
yes,
their hairs.
yes. They are. This is the religion, the human-made religion that produce Ibn Laden and will
Bin Laden.
produce more than him.
Who else? I mean, you are pointing a finger of accusation to the Wahhabis. Who else participated in that? I find it, I mean, the Wahhabis, as far as I understand, started as a subsect of a subsect of a subsect.
Yes, sir.
And yes, they have a lot of money and so on, but who else would, I mean, it seems that everybody agrees with that. Not everybody, I mean, it seems that there is an important majority, at least in countries like Pakistan, Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia, and so on, who agree on this.
Yes, this is because the Saudi influence since 1930 until now.
Why would the Saudis have such influence? Because of their oil money?
Yes, sir.
But don't you think that money should not be sufficient to do these things, or do we just?
You know,
money is
when
everything nowadays?
when you talk about money and you convince people from their own religious culture, that is the of God, the saying of the Prophet Muhammad, and you have the power and
So it is
everything.
money
So,
and
yes,
education
yes,
and
through
financing
education,
religious
through media,
institutions and
yes,
media and
everything.
so on and so forth.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, we do have a couple of minutes, and I know it's going to be unfair, but do you believe that there is a particular Muslim state in accordance to the pure faith in your perception? And what of a state it is? Is this a caliphate or is this a democracy?
I work for 3 months.
1 minute remaining.
Yeah, for okay, sorry for that. NED, National Endowment for Democracy, and I prepared my first book in English about the democratic Islam and Muslim tyranny, and I proved that the direct democracy is
Islamic. I have to interrupt you here. I'm sorry for that, but thank you very much for being patient with us and listening to all what we have said. We do ask you indeed that if you have any questions, comments, or ideas, do not hesitate to contact us through our email, newideasstudioa@gmail.com. And we do hope that we have introduced you new ideas. We do hope that you have spent some good time with us, and so long. Thank you very much.
thanks to the
And thank you, Doctor.